Good morning! Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. So for those of you who are new, my name is Christiane, otherwise known here as IHeartAirbrush. And today, it is Thursday, it is early in the morning, and we gonna get ready, girl. So today I'm gonna be showing you how to airbrush this quick and easy natural soft browns look that'll get you out the door and ready to tackle that day, okay? So if you are interested in knowing how I achieve this look using all airbrush makeup, of course, and of course how I get through my routine on an actual morning during the actual week before I actually have to get my kids ready for school, then please keep on watching. Good morning. Okay, so to start off my normal routine, I like to go in with Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this is just the original formula of Coolers. And I'll just take some to my lid because I do have hooded eyelids and my lids are super oily. I need to use this. I cannot skip this step. So I'll even put a little bit underneath my eyes and then on my nostrils right here where I have a crease. A little bit on the side, you know, not too much. That way everything stays nice and creaseless throughout the day. I'm not really quick with my fingers. I'm trying to stay light because I'm not trying to get any more wrinkles, especially around the eye. People say to pat it in, but I don't know if I just don't have the patience to sit there and, you know, I'd rather just kind of rub it in and get it done, son. But that ain't gonna be beneficial to me if I don't want wrinkles. So I might have to conform to patting it in. Anyways, so the next thing I like to do is go ahead and go in with concealer. And for my concealer, I like to use Dinair's Neutralize and Camouflage line, which is formerly known as their Paramedical line. And I mix Honey Beige and Olive Beige together to get a beautiful concealing shade. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Personal Pro compressor, turn it up to 12, give myself 2 drops of Honey Beige and 2 drops of Olive Beige, and 4 drops is usually enough to cover my full face. Or conceal my full face. It's probably a better way to say it. So then I'm just gonna back bubble a little bit, spray it out on the tissue, because I always got tissue, girl. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and start with concealing the under eye first. My under eye circles have been so dark lately because I just have not been sleeping that well. I caught a cold just before Christmas, which is one of the reasons why a lot of my videos were lacking. And I just never bounced back from it. Especially with my sleep, I've never caught up on the sleep, and I still have like some issues with my throat and chest every now and again from it. I don't know what it is. I just never got better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal around the nostril area too, just spraying nice and light. You never want to cover it all the way when you're concealing with airbrush makeup because you'll definitely see it through the foundation. It's just the natural way that the foundation lays on the skin. You know, if you cover it up too much underneath, you're definitely going to see it show through. So you just want to diffuse it out just slightly. And if you are interested in learning how to conceal and you want more details and all that good stuff, I will have a link in the description box below for that video that I did. Hopefully it is helpful for you in your journey, because concealing is very important to me because I am a former cystic acne sufferer, and so concealing was one of the main reasons, or the main things I want to do, or the main things that I do when I wear makeup, obviously. And clearly you can tell it's morning because I don't make any friggin' sense. I'm like talking in circles and stuff, and that's usually how my brain is. I'm pretty scatterbrained. So anyways, now that I'm done with the Neutralize and Camouflage line, I'm going to crank up my compressor because I don't like to wait, especially in the morning. Get all that stuff out, nice and flushed out. Take a little bit of water, flush it out, and then crank my compressor dial back down to 12. Yes, if you don't have any patience, just go ahead and crank that dial up. It ain't going to hurt anything. And cranking it up to the highest pressure is a quick way to go ahead and flush everything out of your airbrush. Okay, so after I conceal, I like to go in with contour, and to contour I like to use Sepia. I was using originally Nutmeg, which is my second base foundation shade, and then I switched over to Dark Almond because I was looking for more of that bolder contour, and now I'm using Sepia because I find that it gives a nice natural looking shadow effect. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the cheekbones, just slightly under the hollow, not too much. Mostly to the bottom end of that cheekbone, and then take it around the temples, forehead, nice and lightly, the cheekbone, and then I do like to contour my nose, so I'll just kind of carve it out right here where the little crease happens, and then I'll take it up and connect it to my brow. Love to contour with an airbrush, it's just so natural. Okay, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit more. Probably should take my hair out of my face because it get a lot easier, you know, just like that. And I don't really contour my jawline and chin anymore because you know your girls have been slimming down, so she don't need all that contour. Not down there as much anymore. I kind of just focus on the cheekbones, kind of make them a little bit more pronounced, you know. So now that I'm done with my contour, I'm going to go in with my blush, and I like to use Dark Peach Pink. It's one of my favorite blushes because it works the best for my skin tone. So I'm going to spray out the majority of that contour, and then I'm going to go in and take some Dark Peach Pink, and then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to my cheekbones like so, nice and light, just to bring that flush back. Okay, and then I am going to put some a little bit on like my nose, and a little bit on my forehead, even a little bit on my eyelids, my chin, my neck. You know, it just kind of mimics that blood flow look to the skin that makes you look nice and youthful. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean that out, crank it up, because you know we moving fast this morning because I only have an allotted time to get my makeup done, alright? And so your girl can be taking her sweet time, okay? So next I'm going to go in with foundation, and here I'm just using Honey Beige, and the foundation is not for my face because I'm going to do my face after I do my shadow. So I'm just taking Honey Beige, which is my main base foundation shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and dust it on the lid like so, just to counteract some of that discoloration. I did use the Neutralize and Camouflage line, and that does counteract a good amount, but I want a little bit of extra coverage there so that you can see the beautiful browns that I'm going to put on my lid. So the next shade I'm going to go in with is medium brown. So we're going to go in on the eyes, and medium brown, I'm going to be taking this to the transition crease area. I just like to use a drop. And I'm not even worrying about cleaning up my airbrush at this point. It's totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in, and then we're going to bust out this eye look and finish off the rest of this Get Ready With Me. Alright, so now that we are too close for comfort, because you can see all of my flaws, I'm going to go in and apply this to the transition crease area. My gel is still set at 12 o'clock. I don't know why I feel like the need to tell you guys that all the time. I think like if you've been following me since 2013 when I started making and pumping out these videos very frequently, you would know my dial is usually at 12 o'clock. So I'm just going to go ahead and lightly dust this on the transition crease area. Give a little bit of dusting to the lower lash line. This always looks so crazy. I promise, like I feel like I'm closing my eyes, but every time I look at the footage when I'm editing, like it's like my eyes rolling up. I don't even know how that happens because I feel like my eyes are closed, but apparently they're not. Anyways, so now that I have that dusted on the transition crease area, I'm going to go in with dark brown, and I'm just going to take a drop of that because you really don't need much. Make sure I got that out. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my shadow shield because I do want a nice little defined outer V here. So I'm going to lay the shadow shield on top. And just focus that in on the lower portion of the outer V. And then the same thing on this side. I'm going to lay it on top and focus that in on the lower portion of the outer V. Now my eyes are definitely not even, so a lot of the times on this side, even though I lay the stencil down exactly the same, it'll be a lot higher. So most of the time I end up having to go back and either make this one lower or clean this side up to make it higher, which is really freaking annoying. Comment below if you have the same problem. But I just went ahead and made that a little bit lower, and I don't have to worry about making it too perfect just because I'm going to put eyeliner on anyway. But I just want to make sure that I at least give my eyeliner the right guide of where I'm supposed to lay it down. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take this into the natural fold, and because this eyelid has less space and it has more of a fold over, I have to go a little bit higher on this side. So I like to take this up a little bit higher and then look straight, because then you can see where it's going to land, and then just blend this in slowly to the natural fold of my eyelid. That way it gives that nice little diffused effect. A little bit of dimension. And then this side I can just follow the natural fold of my eyelid, trying not to take it up too high so that it evens out with this side. Okay, and then I'm going to take my shadow shield one more time and just pop this on the outer corner of the lower lash line. That way everything is nice and cohesive. Okay. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is go in with a lid color because I do like a little pop of shimmer. I can already see a discrepancy. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with gold, and I'm just going to dust that over the lid like so, focusing more on the outer corner and the mid lid, and then blending it up a little bit. And I'm doing that just to kind of blend out that dark brown, and then just give a little highlight to the center point on my eyelid. So because the fold once again is lower on this side, I have to go higher to make it look even. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then this side I just do a regular. Blend it in, and then I'm going to pop some of this on the tear duct as well. Okay, and then just a little bit on the brow bone. Okay, so I'm going to flush that out with a little bit of water, and then go in with foundation. So for foundation, I like to use the Soft Glow line. I just like the finish of it. So I take 4 drops of the Soft Glow, and then I also mix in 2 drops of Soft Glow of a deeper shade. So I use Honey Beige for my beige shade, and then Nutmeg to deepen it out. And I'll take 2 drops of that. So it's 4 to 2, which is a 2 to 1 ratio. So that's a total of 6 drops. I really don't like a whole lot of coverage on my day-to-day routine, especially like on my on-the-go mom, because sometimes I do have to touch up, and it's a lot easier to touch up and make everything all seamless again without removing it all and doing it all again when you start off with very little product and then you just build up on it. So sometimes I do take my looks from day to night, and so keeping it light during the day makes it really easy to transition into the night look. Sometimes hubby and I get a date night, you know, we get a little bit of time away from the kiddos, and it's easy to just build off of the makeup I already have on, because you know we only got a certain amount of time to go out, and I don't want to spend a lot of the time sitting there getting ready. I want to spend the time, you know, with my husband. So, and this just kind of evens out my skin tone and all that good stuff. So I am going to go ahead and flush this out because I don't want any foundation in my brow color. So let's crank up that dial again, give it a little bit of cleaner, and then we'll go in with a little bit more water. And then I always have my brow stencil here with me, right in the front. So for brows, I'm going in with Dark Smoke. That's the brow shade that I like to use, and I like to just take about a drop of it. I don't really need a lot. I like a more natural brow for the day-to-day. So I'm just going to test it on the tissue, make sure that's spraying out right. There we go. And then I do like to take a spoolie to my brows, and here I'm going to be using the Temptu little spoolie brush. I like the spoolie brush because it's so tiny, and honestly the fact that it's tiny, it really gets through those brow hairs and takes off any of the excess foundation that may have gotten in when I was doing my foundation. So it just really gets it off really easy. I don't have to wet anything, I don't gotta do much, you know, just gotta comb through it and it's all out. Alright, so for brows, I like to use 8C Stencil. It's my favorite, and I'm just going to stay this far back. I hope y'all don't mind. If you want an in-depth tutorial on how to do the brows, both natural and bold, and a little breakdown of the Dinair lines for eyebrows, as well as I think I did an eyebrow video from a brow kit for Temptu too. I'll link all that stuff down below so you can go ahead and check that out. For right now, I'm going to stay all the way back here, girl. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with my 8C Stencil, kind of create my arch. And my eyebrows are definitely not twinsies. They are like half sisters. So I definitely have to help out one side a ton to get it to look even close to this other side. And I think like everybody has like a favorite. You know how like people have like a favorite side of their face where they like to take pictures, they call it like their good side? Well, this brow is my good brow, okay? So this one is like super easy to fill in, And I like to just do like a soft little natural fill. That way it's, you know, it's not any sparse areas. I ran out, and I usually don't run out, so I don't know what's going on, if I'm talking too much or maybe I'm just getting a little lever happy. But I just ran out of some of my colors, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more in there. And then I'm gonna clean off my stencil, and I'm gonna kind of even this, you know, her half sister out so that they look a little bit more related, okay? So to do that, I need to give the top a little bit more volume. So I'm just gonna take the arch a little bit closer to the front, and then just lightly spray, and then move the arch down a little bit more. See, and it gives that little bump that kind of matches the other side. And then I'm just gonna give this one a little bit more definition there. And then I'm gonna take it down, girl, take it down. Give this one a nice little tail like, you know, her half sister over there. And then just go ahead and continue to fill in the bottom. Now the bottom is not so bad, like not as bad as trying to even out the top. And it's super quick to fill in your brows with an airbrush, because you can get it like soft, nice and diffused without having to go back in constantly with like, you know, your product and then a spoolie, your product and then a spoolie. So I'm just gonna go ahead and square this baby off up a little bit up here. Okay, and I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. The only thing I'm not happy with is like right here. So I'm just gonna give her a little bit. There you go, a little bit more definition. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is probably what I would do, or not even probably, this is definitely what I would do normally if I wasn't filming. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little bit of cleaner to that, because the Dinair, the Colair brow shades, sometimes they dry a little bit faster than like the Glamour line per se. So I like to go ahead and give it a nice little flush out before I go into my airliner. That way nothing gets stopped up with my airliner. So for airliner, I'm just taking Jet Black. I'm just gonna take a drop or two. And I always use the cat eye and stencil. See, and I'm already getting, this is what I told you about the Colair brow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pinch off the dry tip. Check out my how to maintain video for that. And then of course I made a bunch of videos on how to prevent like clogging or how to deal with it and stuff, and pinching off dry tip is definitely one of those things that you have to do. And that is a Dinair thing, 100%. I used to just take a little brush to it, and honestly I still do a lot of the times, but sometimes, you know, I do pinch off that dry tip. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with airliner, and so for my airliner I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in like so. I'll go ahead and zoom you in so you can see a little bit close, but I do have an in-depth tutorial on how to do airliner in the description box below. Just check the description box, alright? There's always a bunch of goodies in there, okay? Especially the how-to, okay? Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my liner like so, staying relatively close to the lash line, because we want it pretty natural today. There you go. And look at the other side here. This is like my trouble eye. So I have to give this one a little bit more extra attention. But as you can see, even with the added attention, it was pretty quick to get it done. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take the third to the last cat eye end and just fill that in like so. Give my little swish swish to the eye. And then I'm gonna go ahead and try to do the same thing on the other eye. Now I say this is my trouble eye because the same thing happens with liner. It's always either too high on this side or I overcompensate and make it too low. So it's really freaking annoying, but you know what? That's part of aging. So you just gotta roll with it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and try to follow the line that I created with the shadow. This is why I was like, oh, it's very important to try to create that even line with the shadow. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and fill her in. Just the edge there. And see, this one points up and then this one points out. It's really freaking annoying when I go and look back. And sometimes I'm able to get like super lucky and it doesn't get affected as much. But most time I'm not lucky. Like it ends up ruining my mood. Oh, I went too high because I blinked. See, this is like the struggle. Even me, seasoned, my eyes still water. Told you, this is my trouble eye. This one's always giving me some shit, okay? Like, it drives me nuts. All right, so I have this one up and pointed up, so we want to kind of take this one and give it a little archway too. Point it up a little bit to make it even now, and then take it on down, girl. Take it on down, girl. All right. As you can see, I'm definitely getting my second wind or my first wind or some sudden burst of energy before my coffee. I don't know where the hell it's coming from, but I'll take it, okay? And now I'm gonna go ahead and dust them on the lower lash line. All right, so now that I have a little bit of dust on the lower lash line, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this on the corner right at the archway. I don't know, I feel like it kind of ties everything together, kind of deepens that out, adds some depth, you know. See what I mean? Just, it does something. I'm not sure exactly what, but it does something. Okay, with that depth. All right, so that is about it for the airbrush makeup portion of my makeup routine. I honestly, like, it's super quick and super easy for me to get through it like this, all natural, but looking like I didn't just roll out of bed and I actually got ready this morning. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clear that out. And for the final touch on my makeup, I like to go ahead and use a setting spray. Now I'm all out of my Mary Kay setting spray, so now I've switched off to my other favorite one, which is the Skindinavia Bridal Makeup Setting Spray. This was the one that I started using before the Mary Kay one, and I absolutely love this one. But then when I ran out, I just didn't want to take the time to spend as much on it and order it. And so I tried out the Mary Kay one, which is also made by Skindinavia, and I really like that one too. And that one was a little bit more accessible for me because I have a rep that I go through to get it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up my airbrush now. Okay, and then I'm gonna pop my cleaning caps on real quick. Okay, and set my airbrush down. You always want to make sure that you are setting your airbrush down with your cleaning caps, okay? If you do that, you won't ever have to worry about clogging or having to maintain your airbrush when you need to get your makeup done. So definitely always set it down when you're not airbrushing with the cleaning caps on. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dust off the little excess right here. And then your girl's gonna go into mascara. So here I'm using Mary Kay Lash Love. It's my absolute favorite mascara. I used to use Maybelline's The Rocket mascara, and that was like my, like, oh my god, I love that one. And then I used L'Oreal's Voluminous one, and I don't know, for some reason over the years I just started noticing like the dripping on the under eye area, and then my under eye getting like super dark with those two. So I stopped using those and I started using this one, and I just really like it. I don't have any problems with it. It separates the lashes, elongates them, gives a nice light coat. I just like it a lot, and it lasts a really long time, and I don't get that little kind of like fallout or raccoon eyes when I try to take it off. So as you can see, I didn't curl my lashes. My lashes stay pretty curled with this mascara, so I don't really have to worry about curling my lashes. If I'm feeling a little frisky, a little saucy, I'll go ahead and curl my lashes, but right now I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. So now for the lips, all I like to do is go in with a gloss on the day to day, and here I'm using Laura Geller Nude Kisses. I absolutely love this gloss, okay? My sister introduced me to it, and like I've literally been addicted to it ever since. It's like the perfect gloss, nice and smooth. The applicator just kind of hugs the lips. It's really great, and it's not sticky at all. It does have a little bit of a tint to it, which is really nice, but it's not so opaque that you can see streaks. I really like it a lot. Maybe I'll try out some other colors. So far I have two colors in this. I have Jet Setter and Tan Lines. That's how you know I use it often, because I actually remember the names, okay? All right, and that about wraps it up for the makeup. As you can see, that was super quick and super easy, and I absolutely love how it turned out. It's nice and soft and natural, and I definitely feel ready to go ahead and tackle the day. All right, so it is that time, girl. Your girl's gotta get out, get the kids up and going, okay? Because even though my oldest son can get himself ready, the other two cannot, all right? Because they just babies. So I need to go get them ready and get my son off to school. So thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I definitely expect a couple more tutorials like this. This is a quick and easy way for me to go ahead and get in front of the camera with y'all, because I really love to film and I love to share, and you know, hopefully you love watching and tuning in with me. If you do, hit up that comment box, you know, give me some reassurance so that I know I'm not alone here talking to myself, okay? Even though I kind of am I'm talking to a camera, okay? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and informative and entertaining. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. And if you choose to subscribe today, or if you are already subscribed, make sure to hit that little bell icon right next to the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. That way you get the quickest updates anytime I upload a video. All right, loves, thanks again, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.